When you see something as a problem, your inner being sees it as an asking for a solution. When you see something as having gone wrong, your inner being knows that you're collecting data and that you're launching rockets of desire that are defining your preferences. So your inner being never pushes against anything, and your inner being never feels what you would call hate or fear. Your inner being is pure positive energy. Your inner being is the vibrational equivalent of what man wants to call source energy or God. It's pure love. It's non-resistant. And that's who you are. That's who you are. But when you're here in this physical body and you see things that you think are wrong, and you feel that anger rising up within you, that's because you've defined it as wrong and you're pushing against it, while the larger part of you isn't defining it as wrong. Your inner being is acknowledging its existence, but not pushing against it. Not to get too deep into stuff too soon today here, but that's really what compassion is. Source can look at things that upset you and not be upset. And that's what makes Source so powerful and so helpful, because Source stays connected to all of that well-being, so that when you are in trouble, Source doesn't see your trouble, Source sees your solution. When you stood before Jesus dripping your illness, he did not see your illness. He knew instead your wellness. And he knew it so powerfully that while he was with you and you were with him, your illness could not exist in that vibrational frequency because of his pure connection to source energy. One who's connected is more powerful than millions who are not. And so his knowing, his focus dominated that moment in time, and your illness was suspended under those conditions because it was just vibrationally blown out of the water. That's the easiest way to say it. Just could not exist. And then he said, go forth and tell no one, because he knew if you went home and talked about what had happened, they'd talk you right out of it. Because most people think that as things are, that's as they are. And you come to know, and certainly your source knows, that things are always in a state of becoming and that things are constantly changing. But for most humans, you don't let things change much. Oh, they're changing all the time. Different places, different faces, but they're changing to more of the same because your attitudes often do not change. You see things in a certain way. You believe them in a certain way. You talk to people who believe those same things in a certain way. And you hold yourself in a vibrational pattern that won't let things change for you. Where all along, what you intended and what you are often doing, you came into this physical body knowing that you would be on the leading edge of thought, on the leading edge of creation. And you knew that as you explored the variety, that you would make your personal choices, you would find your personal preferences, and that as you would see what you don't want, you would know what you did want. Even at unconscious levels, you are doing that sifting and sorting. And so when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. That's that step one. That's asking. That's asking. The minute that that preference is defined by you, and it's a very subtle and short amount of time, the source within you follows the rocket of desire that you have launched, holds steady upon it, and actually becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. In other words, you don't know it usually, but because of what you experienced, you just expanded because you ask, and your source, your inner being, became that more prosperous person that you wanted, or that more loving person that you wanted. Whatever it was that you were asking for, vibrationally speaking, you just became it. So step one and step two just happened. You ask, and source holds you right there, vibrationally. Step three is, you got to find some way to feel like that. And it's not easy, because usually the thing that's caused you the problem is what's still active in your vibration. That's what makes you defensive. And that's what makes you feel like you have to justify. Of course I want that because I've got this and I don't like this. And nobody likes this that's got this. And a whole lot of us have this and none of us like this. And so the whole time that you're defending what it is that you want with your awareness of what is, you're holding yourself in separation from what you want, and also from your inner being who's over there with what you want, not just over there with what you want, but having already become what you want. So you feel the split energy when you are justifying or defending. You feel the split energy. That's what negative emotion always is. It's you in not agreement with your inner being. And you know what? Your inner being is always way on your side. Your inner being is always jumping right on who you have become and what you want, and holds steady to it, holds that vibrational frequency so that you can utilize your guidance system and find your way into vibrational compliance or harmony with that desire. You have resistance going on, and resistance is what is disallowing the wellness. Far, far, far too much is made of the idea of illness. And so rather than saying, I will be one who heals my illness, we would say, instead, I am one who encourages my wellness. I'm leaning toward wellness. I'm not pushing against illness. People somehow believe it's screwy, it never works, that if they push hard enough against those things they do not want, they will go away. But when you give your attention to anything not wanted, you just activate the vibration of it and hold yourself into it longer, you see. So you have to find something that's more appealing to think about than that. And that's why we're saying that you can get to wherever you want to be from wherever you are if you just take it in bite-sized pieces. If you let your desire not be for health, but be for feeling good right now, and you keep letting that be your dominant intent, to feel as good as I can feel right now, no matter how bad that might be, to feel as good as I can feel right now. I want to find the thought that feels the best that I have access to. And if that's your continuing mantra, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to make the best of it. It sucks, but I'm still going to make the best of it. It could be a whole lot better, but I don't have access to a whole lot better, so I'm going to make the best of this. And if you are determined to make the best of this, you're going to move over here. And before you know it, you're wherever you want to be on any topic. We want it to be an emotional journey, not a physical journey. We're going to start where you are and build you into the vibration that is necessary for you to be or do or have anything that you want. Okay. I am beginning to understand that I am more than I see here in this physical body. I acknowledge that there is a larger part of me, a source energy part of me, that is truly the essence of who I am. And I accept that a part of that consciousness is now flowing in this physical body. And so there is a sort of duality going on within me, where I have this stable beginning and becoming, and then there is the part of me that is focused here in this physical body. And I understand with clarity the value of the two parts of that which I am. I can feel the eternalness of who I really am, and I can feel the specifics of who I am in this human form on this leading edge time-space platform. And I am beginning to feel appreciation for the contrast that surrounds me, that once I condemned, now I embrace, because I can feel that the contrast is inspiring yet another new idea from me. And I remember feeling a new idea being born within me and hating the birthing of it, because it was an idea that I did not believe, and therefore it brought me pain. But now I'm experiencing the thrill of giving birth to ideas, and even though I don't know how or when or who it will come about, I don't know where, I don't have the details of how it will unfold, I do have faith or belief in the laws of the universe, and I am knowing that I am a creator who, having given birth to this idea, will be given all of the advantages of the resources of source in order to accomplish it. So while I stand in this place of wanting something that I have no way of figuring out how it's going to be, I am feeling soothed in the awareness of it. No, more than soothed. I not only feel soothed about having given birth to an idea of something that I want, I'm feeling enlivened by it, because the larger part of me knows unequivocally that I am the creator of my own experience, and that larger part of me is not only looking at it and agreeing with it, but has become the vibrational equivalent of it. In fact, the larger part of me has already become what I'm asking for, and so now it's only a matter of the rest of me catching up with it. And now that I know what I know, I don't think this is going to be too much trouble. When I move in the direction of catching up with it, I feel better, and when I move in opposition of catching up with it, I feel worse. And I am so sensitive to the way that I'm feeling these days. I'm so proud of myself
myself, because I'm aware of when I'm going with the flow and when I'm not. I'm aware of when I'm moving downstream and when I'm moving upstream. I can feel when I'm letting myself be who I have become, and I can feel when I'm not letting myself be who I've become. And I'm no longer mad at myself in the moments that I'm not letting myself be who I've become, because those moments only help me to know the difference in the guidance system. I can feel I'm actually molding the clay. I'm finally in the place where I don't need to be the manifested receiver of everything that I want all at once, because I know that it's all coming, that there will never be a time that I will not be sending more rockets of desire into my future. I'm finally beginning to get it, that I never get it done and that I cannot get it wrong, because everything that I'm living is causing an expansion, and I can tell by the way I feel whether I'm moving toward that expansion or not. Finally, I'm beginning to understand that it was never about the fulfillment or the manifestation anyway. These things that I want are only my target to focus upon so that I can ride this river of life. I am fulfilled in the knowing that I am expanding, and I am thrilled in the knowledge that I will never get it done, and I am satisfied, deeply satisfied with where I am. I'm thrilled in knowing that I am where I am, and that I'm putting the boat in the water wherever I am, and my knowledge that the stream is flowing downstream, ever flowing toward all that I have become, is enough for me to feel satisfaction in where I am. No more will I nitpick as I measure the distance between where I am and where I want to be. Instead, I flow on this joyous river, and I experience the exhilarating feeling of motion toward my expansion. I can feel that the source within me loves me and adores me and has become the expanded version. And I can feel that there's no remorse or discomfort whatsoever in the being of my source. My source not for a moment looks at me where I stand and compares where I am to where it is and mocks me in the not achievement. Instead, the source within me that is expanded as a result of what I have lived stands in loving appreciation of all that I have become and calls me never-endedly toward it. And now I get it, that that's what life is, that the duality of me, that the source energy that was willing to come forth, that expanded out further, and now the physical part of me that's willing to catch up, I now get my place in this universe. I'm important to the expansion of the universe, and it's time for me to receive the benefit of my expansion. And now I know how. So then you begin getting pretty sure of yourself. You say, I am the creator of my own reality. And others will say, get away from me. You say, I am the creator of my own reality because I am the thinker of my thoughts. But more important, I am the feeler of my feelings. I am the discerner of my frequency. I am the molder of my own vibrational clay. I am the offerer of the energy, and therefore I am the setter of the tone. I'm the setter of the mood. I am the emanator of the vibrational signal that law of attraction is responding to. And I have created a nest egg for myself of relationships and of abundance and of physical vitality and well-being. I've created a nest egg for myself that is a vibrational reality. And I'm going to practice the vibrational reality of it, even though there is an absence of manifested reality of it. But I do not confuse myself about what's really going on here, because I accept that law of attraction abounds, and that I am a worthy being, and that I'm the creator of my own reality, and that I can do something about it. And I like the feeling of thinking on purpose. And most of all, I like to think and derive results, you see. That's who you are. That's why you are so action-oriented in most cases. You like the fast results that you get through action. But we want you to not only get the fast results that you get through action, we want you to get the leveraged fast results that you get through aligned action, through inspired action, you see. We want you to tend to your feelings first. Practice them all day, every day. Hang out with others that do the same. And then begin watching. Not so much for the manifestation. You see, this is the tricky part. Because it sounds like we're saying, if you do these non-manifestational things, manifestation will happen. And then you can look at the manifestation and it just gets better from there. But we don't ever want you to be hooked on the manifestation. We want you to be hooked on the feeling that you can foster right here, right now.